Good morning, everybody. Now, once again, we are back to our class, and we were about for the political, electoral politics. And in this electoral politics, we were studying about how election campaigning is done. After this election campaigning is done, this is a step-by-step process. First is the nomination, then we have the 15 days time period for campaigning, and then a day when we have the elections. So we call it a polling. Polling means election where votes are being given. That is known as polling booth. So the polling and counting of votes. Now, how this thing happens, let's understand step by step process. Now, maybe in the next election you may be a voter. So today you are in the 9th standard, you are somewhere around 14 to 15 years. Again, next 3 years, if you are running in 15th year, after 3 years you are going to be a voter, and we are going to have an elections, as people say, in 2024. So you will be an active participant in next election. So you understand to whom you should give votes. So polling and counting of votes, this is the final stage of an election is the day when the voters cast their votes in the polling booth. So it can be any school where these polling centers are being kept. It starts early. Now they have started that the vote should be casted from 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and till evening 6 o'clock the final candidate should enter the arena or the area where this elections are being casted. After 6 o'clock, no person is allowed to enter the area or the barracks. Whoever enters, he has to cast his vote, give his votes. It may take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, but he will give his vote and then leave the area. This is the election day. Now, what steps every person whose name is in the voters list goes to the nearby polling booth to cast means give his or her vote. This is the day when the active participants, the members of the political party, they from the early morning they start their work. They bring some autos and gather the voters to vote for their party. They say that they have come to take them. If they are not able to come, then they are able to. They have come to take them in their auto and leave you till the polling booth, and then thereafter, when they are going to return, they'll bring you back. So, person right from any age, after the age of 18, they start taking everyone. But in the whole day, not all the people give their votes, because some are away from their home, some are very busy, some are sick. Once the voters are in the polling booth, they are recognized by the election officials. The person who was sitting out there with their names, identity proofs, election card, Aadhaar card, they are identified by putting a ink mark on the finger and allowed to cast their vote. An agent of each candidate is allowed inside the polling booth to ensure that the voter voting takes place in a free and fair atmosphere. A, after entering, after having the selection, identification, putting the ink mark, the person goes to a machine, a ballot box. Previously in olden, before this election and last election, we were using ballot boxes. Now in last election we had EVM machines, electronic voting machines. A ballot paper is placed in which the names of the candidate along with their symbols are listed. Nowadays, in modern times, electronic voting machines, EVM, electronic voting machines are used to record the votes. The machine that is, IE stands for that is, the machine that is known as EVM shows the name of the candidates and party symbols all are mentioned out there. Name, the party symbol, the buttons, even the independent candidates, means those who do not belong to any popular party, have their own symbols allotted by the EC, known as Election Commission, EC. Votes presses the voter presses the button against the name of the candidate he or she want to vote for the person you like. You choose the party, you choose anyone and you press the button, and once the button is pressed you cannot press it again. Only once the button is pressed, and whichever button you press, it is locked. Once the polling is over, all the EVMs, electronic voting machines, are sealed and taken to a secured place. A few days later, on a fixed date, all the EVMs from a constituencies are opened and votes secured by each candidate are counted. The agents of all the parties are present there to ensure that the counting is done in a proper manner. The candidate who secures, from whichever party secures the highest number of votes from a constituency is declared elected. So usually the counting of votes in all the constituencies takes place on the same day only, and televisions, radios, newspapers report this event. That is known as live. They show it live. The results are declared and it becomes clear as to who will form the government. You can see which party the person elected from. Parties, they keep on show that he is from Indian National Congress, BJP, Lok Dal, Bahujan Samaj Party, then Telugu Desam Party, continuously, and been selected. Whichever party gets the majority, it is elected as the ruling party.